Hey guys, welcome back to Follow Me 11B. Discussions on current events, macroeconomics, and freedom and liberty from a veteran's perspective. It's been a minute or two. Summer is here and I have been out hiking, biking, and doing outdoorsy things. However, since the world seems to be getting progressively crazier, it is time for me to redouble my efforts and refocus on making videos that have to do with current events. And today's video, I wanted to discuss the so-called Great Reset agenda. Is it a thing? Is it an actual thing? If so, who is behind it? And if it is an actual thing and someone is behind it, what are the chances that it will be implemented in the United States and the rest of the world? So let's start things off by going to an article I came across by doing a quick Google search. And it comes from a website called Know Your Meme. And it is by an article named Philippe. Just Philippe. And the date on it is 3 months ago. It's part of a series on the Great Reset. So, let's start off with You'll Own Nothing and Be Happy. Originally, You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. I'm really glad they corrected that. Alright, here we go. Is a catchphrase originating from a 2016 essay by Danish MP Ida Auken, which was included in the video 8 Predictions for the World in 2030 by the World Economic Forum. While the prediction was originally explained as all products will be services, it has since been increasingly regarded as a harbinger of dystopian times when the human right to property would be abolished for the benefit of the few. Online, the catchphrase and image macros based on it have been used to comment on socio-political and economic issues and developments. On November 10th, 2016, Danish MP Ida Auken published an essay, Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better, for the World Economic Forum. Sounds great. In the essay, Auken makes a prediction for the year 2030, writing that in 2030, one doesn't own a house, a car, appliances, or clothes, instead, renting everything. The essay also predicts mass surveillance and a society split in two. As of 2022, the essay is no longer available on the World Economic Forum's website. Yeah, they got too much blowback from that. The essay was summarized on the 8 Predictions for the World in 2030 article by the World Economic Forum, published November 16th, 2016. Here's an excerpt. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes, writes Danish MP Ida Auken. Shopping is a distant memory in the city of 2030, whose inhabitants have cracked clean energy and borrow what they need on demand. It sounds utopian until she mentions that her every move is tracked and outside the city, live swaths of discontents, the ultimate vision of a society split in two. So, yeah, as cozy as that sounds, I think I'm going to give it a hard pass. However, if the World Economic Forum gets their way, that will be the reality sooner rather than later. And I think it is interesting, though, that this is an article by a Danish guy that the World Economic Forum said, you know what, these sound a lot like our ideas. We're going to put it in our presentation. And if they don't sound like our ideas, they sound darn good. So let's add this to our to-do list as well. Now, what else is on the to-do list of the World Economic Forum? Founded in 1971 by Klaus Schwab. Let's see here. Klaus Schwab. Let's see. Here's some of his other agenda items from the Davos Conference, which happens annually. I think since 1974 they started it. But all these power brokers, which I'll give you a list of shortly, they meet every year in Davos, Switzerland. Or they meet in Davos, and they discuss various ways to make the world a better place. Doesn't matter if they asked you or not. If you voted on it or not, they're going to do it. At least that's the plan. So here's a couple of their agenda items from this year. How carbon pricing can help increase the use of renewable energy. What to do with the millions of worthless people after the Great Reset agenda is implemented. They're going to need something to give meaning to their lives. This is from Yuval Noah Harari, Harari. You can definitely find this on YouTube, Instagram, etc. But from the World Economic Forum this year, he expands on this and talks about drugs and video games to entertain the masses of useless eaters. So, how about this one? Future foods for our warming planet, where steak will just be a treat to have from time to time. And how about biotracking? This is something else that you could find video clips of and video excerpts. As a matter of fact, I don't remember if it's Facebook or my Twitter feed, but I do have, I think I might even have it on both. I've got stuff from the World Economic Forum in Davos this year on both Facebook and Twitter. Biotracking for where you travel, how you travel, etc. So, to keep track of your carbon footprint, save the planet, right? Here's an idea of some of the power brokers that are at Davos. So, Davos, here's an article from Yahoo Finance. Davos 2022, 3 themes being discussed among power brokers by Brian Sozzi, Wednesday, May 25th, 2022. Blah, blah, blah. World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland is underway, and there is a lot happening here on the ground, despite not being as crowded as previous years. There is also far less optimism about the economy in the voices of the world's power brokers. One CEO remarked that we may be talking ourselves into a recession. A few others have noted that Europe seems to be near a recession, though European Central Bank President Christine Lagarde offered a different take on this. Well, what else is she going to do? Here is some other themes Yahoo Finance has spotted on the ground here at WEF. Twitter drama. Those captivated by the Elon Musk Twitter saga may have forgotten the Twitter chairman Brett Taylor has a day job and it isn't monitoring Elon Musk's stream of consciousness on Twitter. Okay, that's nice. Since November 2021, Taylor has worked alongside tech titan Mark Benioff as co-CEO of Salesforce. Benioff at the World Economic Forum in Davos. CEO Salesforce's rival SAP CEO Christian Klein is also here. IBM CEO Arvind Krishna is here. Let's see here. The Banker Brigade. I love it. The Banker Brigade from Goldman Sachs and Deutsche Bank CEO Christian Sewing also spotted. The chain smokers there to entertain all those big shots. Here's from the World Economic Forum's own website. World Economic Forum partners, AARP, Adobe, Bank of America, Meta, formerly Facebook, PayPal, Microsoft, Google, Yahoo, Coca-Cola, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Pfizer. Seems like those 3 companies were involved in something else, very high profile recently. I think it's like starting back in 2020. I wonder what that could have been. But I digress. But you get the idea. There's a lot of big shots. A lot of people with far more money than they know what to do with. Far more power. Far more unelected power than you can shake a stick at. Now, there's also some politicians there as well, I'm sure. But let's get back to the initial question. Is the Great Reset a thing? Can we answer that now? I think we can. With a solid yes. And if you doubt me, just go straight to your public library and look up the book COVID-19, The Great Reset by Klaus Schwab. He wrote a book with it on the cover, top to bottom. So, let's see. Second, so how likely is it that the Great Reset will be implemented. I would say in Europe, it's pretty likely. I mean, they're probably more than halfway there already. In the United States, I'd like to say unlikely, but I don't think that that's true. I would say that it's more likely than I would like to admit, because most of, if not all of, social media and legacy media are lined up in lockstep with the Great Reset agenda, with the exception of a few, shall we say, rebel sites right now, Rumble and maybe Getter, but maybe some more popping up soon, Truth Social perhaps. But I would say that we're kind of on that same road heading towards the Great Reset. The central bank digital currency will be a big red flag if you start hearing more and more about that, which we have. But if you hear even more about a central bank digital currency, that's basically, that's for another video, but we'll just leave it at that's where your property rights really start disappearing. Your personal property, including your personal money, are now in the hands of not you. I mean, they're sort of in the hands of you, but the puppet master is not you. And that's not how it is with cash or even credit cards. Excuse me. So that's my thoughts on the Great Reset agenda. It is a thing. Klaus Schwab is very proud of it. And there are many corporations in America and worldwide that have fallen in step behind Klaus Schwab in support of the Great Reset agenda. But I would love to hear what you guys think about the Great Reset agenda and its likelihood of being implemented in the United States and beyond in the comments below. And in the meantime, we're growing. Visit us. We are Follow Me 11B on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube. We're the real Follow Me 11B on Rumble and on Instagram. And we will see you all on the next video.